Aloha, everyone. Stocks pulled back on Friday. However, we had a very large reversal off the intraday lows, which makes a bullish candle wick right here in the NASDAQ. Volume was slightly lower on the NASDAQ, so that is a good sign. That means it's not a distribution day. And as we can see with the pullback overall holding the recent lows, it was a successful test intraday. And we continue to work off the overbought conditions, getting into around the mid-range level of at least the TSV and MACD. We'll look at the rest coming up. But so far, this index is doing well. And for the overall 5 days with the market being down, we were up as we hedged our position SQQQ, and our longs did very well this week despite the market pullback. The New York Stock Exchange also pulled back today, and it sold off at one point a lot intraday. And I was a feeling that we were about ready to get, which would be pretty bearish, would be a sell to neutral to back to a sell mode switch. Volume was heavier today, giving it a technical distribution day, but the reversal was so far off the lows that we closed in the upper portion of the range that with the above average volume, that's got to be taken by me as bullish. Shows me that we just bullishly tested the 100-day moving average not shown on the chart, and we're ready to rally. The good news for bulls is that we're pretty oversold on TSV. We can always get more oversold, and we're oversold on MACD. We could always get more oversold, but all of that is really, I mean, that's excellently lined up if we do continue to rally here with the way our stock charts look. S&P 500, similar situation, big intraday rally off the lows. We're into oversold territory on TSV and MACD. Dow Jones Industrial Average, same exact situation. We're into oversold territory finally. The only one that's not is the Russell 2000, but that's a show of strength. Let me go and add the relative strength chart here. Add indicator, relative strength. Okay, gonna make it blue to the S&P. Wow, let's just press all the wrong buttons. 500, boom. So we'll just go and look at that white line here. Let's go and get rid of our MACD. So you can go ahead and see that the relative strength line of the Russell 2000 is hitting new highs compared to back here. I mean, so you just look at these recent highs here. You can see where the relative strength line is and look where it is now. And then if you can see the RS line breaking out to new highs going all the way back to here, you can see that we have some very strong movement in small and mid caps. And look at how much we rallied off the intraday lows in the Russell 2000. Even more impressive than the NYC. So overall, everything looks good in the market. I have no real pressure on our models besides the NYSE still trending overall below its 50 and 200-day moving average. Outside of that, everything looks good to me. And on that note, though, I do have some sells. TAL was a recent long yesterday, and talk about getting lucky. In the cash account, I'm wiped out. So really, I'm just working with borrowed money in the margin account. And all new longs that I don't like are extremely small, so TAL doesn't hurt at all. But TAL wasn't even taken in the cash account. It was the one that stock that I passed on, and that proved out to be a smart move because TAL is actually closing below the open of the signal date. That's a 50% sell if you did go long. I'm only selling half. I'm also going to then sell off another 25% of the original position if it then moves again below or excuse me, I'm not going to do that. That was an idea that I'm going to go ahead and nix right now. It's on paper, but I'm going to ignore that. And I'm going to go ahead and use the 1957 level as my final cut loss level. I was going to use the 1979 low a day as another sell stop, but that's just way too tight. If you're going to get out of 75% with the move there, just get out of 75% of the stock now or all of it. But so half sell, rest half gets off. If it goes below 1957, I didn't even touch it. My cash account, 50% sell. Also, LDRH, 25% sell with a close below the 20-day moving average. However, it's right above the 50-day moving average. So this, to me, is not a legitimate sell signal until it actually closes, or not closes, until it moves below 36.15. So sell stops on a quarter of the position at 36.14. If it hits 36.14, it will also then be below the 50-day moving average or right there anyway. And if it's going that low anyway, below the low day of Friday, it's going to go below the 50-day moving average. That's a 25% sell. Heavier volume close below the 50-day moving average. Probably going to get rid of all of this stock because we are only long from back here, and I don't have much of this left at all in the margin account. And once again, with it being a 25% sell, I don't need to be selling any of it in my cash account, because I was cut out of all of it back here in the cash account in January. So I don't even have any more LDRH. And then also intraday today, LinkedIn was fully sold out. So this is a 100% sell also because it's produced no gains since the signal date and it's closing below the 20-day moving average on above average volume. No gains, close below 20-day moving average before producing any gains, full sell signal, even if it's overall holding that gap area. Don't care. We'll revisit LinkedIn if it wants to move back higher again. And then CYBX is finally giving a full sell signal. I will remind everybody intraday here. So everything was good after going long here. And then it gapped down. I moved up my final sell stop to 68.80 and it cut that on the 9th, but still it was a hold by an end of day basis. Still there, technically it's a hold. Now we can start selling some. Now it's failed. It's a 100% sell on an end of day basis. And let's just see how much I saved myself by using stops. Down 7% in here if I'm just being very disgenerous, 3%. So gotta love those stops when they work. Also VIPS, good thing. This is the one stock. So out of all my long positions on the 11th, there's only one that didn't get filled. VIPS, put it at 26.14. Limit, you can see 26.15 was the bar low, and you can see that the stock didn't work out, so got lucky there too. But VIPS, if you are long, that is not a sell at all. All of it is a hold despite the pullback on above average volume. So CYBX, LNKD, Tyler sells. Just to go ahead and look at a long-term winner, look at SUPN again today, just kicking my ass. This was the legit long signal. We had a couple long signals on this one back here. Could have then done it again back there. And then it didn't give us another one again till right here, but it's not above the 200-day moving average, so you have to wait for a strong move. You could have done it here, but I wouldn't have. So this was the signal date for our long-term portfolio, 8/2/25. I was fully invested, not able to get long. SUPN since then is just running. 26% gain. Looks beautiful. You know what would be even more beautiful? A cup with high handle here. You know what would also be beautiful? GWPH to build a cup with handle here. You can see on a weekly chart it looks beautiful. 2-day, 3-day, 4-day. GWPH was considered a long here. I passed on it because it wasn't in the pre or perfect speculator scan. Guess what scan it's in now after today? That's right, the perfect speculator scan. So GWPH is beautiful. Wish it would have gone long. Wishes, you know, whatever. Been messing a lot of stocks lately. Also tonight, speculative longs, TGTX. That can be 1% of account capital. I don't have anything in the cash account, so I won't touch it there. And I'm not even sure if I'm going to touch it in my margin account. We'll see. And then AUPH, not going to touch into my cash account. I'm fully invested. I'm going to put the money into the one new long tonight, and then I have to buy back Rare. Rare hit my intraday stop today, which was the low day of 55.39 at this date. It eclipsed it intraday, and by the end of the day, it's closing higher than where it opened, so I immediately have to put the position back on. Rare is a perfect speculator scan stock, so there's no excuses there. But AUPH can be taken in the margin account. Very tiny position. Limit orders only. Extremely thin stock, but boy, this is a recent NASDAQ listed IPO, and it looks coiled as shit, so I have to bring it up. The only new long position I am taking tonight is ANGO. ANGO was a recent long back here. Back then it had a pretty chart. Base was short, but I tell you what, that's a lot of great looking, you know, green in that chart for positive prospects. It was working out at first, but had a rough January, then a rough February, and then here about a week ago it gave us a final sell signal on the 6th. Circa 5 days later, now we're bouncing off strong support level here. Where's my crosshairs? Which happens to be just right above the November breakouts and right at the December lows. It's bouncing right off that support on a price volume BOP surge. So the Can Slim quality ANGO was confirmed in the price volume BOP surge. If BOP would not have gone green, this would not be a long. And if there wasn't so much previous accumulation uptrend and max stream BOP, I wouldn't consider it either. But it's Can Slim, confirmed price volume BOP, 3.5% position. And then also DTSI is coiling. This is a long-term favorite. If it breaks out here, cash account, which is the long-term account, won't be able to do anything with. Margin account, I could set buy stops if I want. And if I would set the buy stops, I guess where I would put it would just be, man, I don't know, probably right above the 34 level. Yeah, it would be 34.01 because if it crosses 34, it should hit those old highs at 34.37. So possible buy stops on DTSI, but there's a lot of other ones today. Loco looks good, MSG, MGPI, NXST, that's pre-perfect speculator scan quality and can slim, LTM, pre-perfect speculator scan quality and can slim. So, there are options out there outside of ANGO.